Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of some F1 2020 Driver Career Mode with Renault today, episode number 45, the Japanese Grand Prix of Season 3. If you haven't missed any of the previous episodes, then recommend you go and check them out. The whole playlist for this series is in the description below. I also want to say a huge thank you to all those of you who subscribed recently. We're currently on 277 subscribers, so yes, thank you for all the support on the channel recently. If you haven't yet subscribed, then please do. It massively helps me out. It's the big red button under the video. We're moving into some upgrades then. We're going to purchase this DRS maximum slot gap upgrade. It's purely because I want to open the last lot of upgrades up. We'll also have that major weight reduction rate redistribution upgrade, not reduction upgrade, excuse me, that's going to come in. That failed. Did it fail? I can't remember if it failed or not, but anyway, it's coming in ahead of the Japanese Grand Prix. Both them on the car. We'll see how the car performs. Bearing in mind we had a 1-2 at the last race out. Spoilers there if you haven't seen the Italian Grand Prix, although we were second place. So yes, now that's opened up these final 6 places, or I suspect there will be a regulation change, so it's got to be a thing, which ones are we going to focus on in getting upgrades. Obviously the tyre wear upgrades probably won't go on, although we'll see about that. This weight reduction upgrade, ultimate one, was one that I was going to target next, maybe. And also we're sort of starting to fall behind as well in the engine power, so that ultimate engine power. But now, of course, as I think and I suspect that we're going to get a regulation, and we might not be able to fit those in, as we have to recover points. And Carl has our regular suspicions as well, because he sent us an email, so I suspect the next time out we'll have that little clip that Carl comes and says that the regulation should change. It'd be nice in the newer F1 games on next year's game that they change that clip up a bit, maybe have a couple more different clips as opposed to just the same cutscene over and over and over again. In terms of perform R&D though, Williams have made a big step up. They're almost caught up to McLaren. That must be at least an ultimate upgrade for Williams. Ferrari as well are on the move. AlphaTauri and ourselves are literally separated by a pixel, with Red Bull and Mercedes just ahead as well. So we're still technically third, but obviously we've got AlphaTauri and Ferrari level on points. McLaren is also, and Racing Point, that don't really live up to their form really, being down there, because of course they have, although they do have those cars, they have been outperforming at times, and at other times they've been exactly where they're supposed to be. So sometimes it works and sometimes they're not.
For a contract with another team. Is there any truth to that?
Claire, we just moved to Renault. We've just arrived, so it's only me. Why would we be looking to leave after we arrived at Austria, and that was round 8, and this is round 3. Don't you sigh at me. I gave you an answer as well. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I want to point out there's another bug in here. You can see here, I'm changing the thing. This is before qualifying. It says comes up with penalty warning. Now I was like, did I just check? No, this is incorrect message that's coming up, because it does not apply in game, thank Lord, but it does give you a mini heart attack when you see it. So that's just a word of warning. If you see it in your career mode, and you change the power unit before qualifying, then it comes up with that message for some reason. So just a word of warning there. Don't be alarmed. It's just something that shouldn't be there, and it doesn't apply. A reduction anyway. Not that it matters for us anyway, because it's pretty much back to where we were at Hungary. We're down at the back again. Italy was pretty much a one-off. Belgium as well, where we were close to the top 10. It's P19 at the moment. We are improving, but the S section is where I'm losing all the time. I think it's the setup. that is affecting us, so I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board on that one. I've revised a lot of my setups as well, sort of going into time trial and see why, seeing what I can do, but I haven't touched Japan yet. Obviously it's a bit of time, I've got a bit of time on my hands, but we've improved by over half a second, going through 130R, and also at the spoon curve as well, getting the correct drive. Not quite half a second, we had a bad final corner, and it's only enough for 17th place. So, well, we've improved 3 places from Hungary and Britain, but yes, there's definitely something wrong on the Sashi now. Something wrong going through the corners. Maybe so that I think we've got our priority for the engine the regulation change. Depending on what regulation change we get, we'll find out shortly. But anyway, it's time for the race. It's time for today's Japanese Grand Prix.
Bad luck in qualifying. That's not exactly ideal. But there's no points for Saturday. Keep a cool head and make up for it in the race.
We come to you live today from the Mie Prefecture in the south of Japan's Honshu Island for a race that has seen many title deciders over the years. Some simple, some controversial, but all contributing to a legacy that makes the Japanese Grand Prix an indispensable stop in any Formula One season. We're southwest of the city of Nagoya today at the unique figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit. 3.6 miles and 18 corners make up a lap here, with average speeds approaching 136 miles per hour. DRS will be available, of course, into the potential passing opportunity at turn 1, although the best place for overtaking will be through 130R and into the final chicane. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Renault. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Pierre Gasly lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel and Leclerc, Norris, Albon, Magnussen and Carlos Sainz, Ocon, Perez, Lance Stroll and Russell, De Vries, Giovinazzi, Renault and Nicholas Latifi, Kvyat and Nobuharu Matsushita. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
I think we can. Obviously in the race we're not as bad as in qualifying. It's just purely because of this dreadful performance that they got on the F1 2020 game, where the AI level between qualifying and the race is not the same. I thought about going mediums to softs, but then I thought we're too far back to be able to make that work. So I think we're just going to go for softs. Everybody else will be on softs as well. So soft to medium, lights are out, and away we go for the Japanese Grand Prix. It's a great start. We get past VRIES instantly. Now catching up to the Aston Martin Racing Point cars around the outside of Perez and Stroll there. Trying to get Ocon, our teammate, going into the S section. We can't do that. We have to block off Stroll to make sure he doesn't go past and up into P12. So it's definitely not a bad start. But Nick De Vries is round at turn 1. Yeah, going 3 wide into turn 1 there isn't a bad idea. I mean, the damage here is there. Ooh, squabbling here a lot. It's the Ferraris. We're going to go down in the inside of Esteban Ocon and catch our teammate sleeping and up into 11th place. Can we get Magnussen as well with the dive bomb into the hairpin? Yes, we can, and up into P10. But this is where the squabbling stopped and the pain came, because our tyres are on fire. They're yellow, and if you may or may not know, on this game, as soon as you get the tyres like that, they're just not green. That's it. The performance it's like they go off the cliff. Is the profession, is the expression. So yes, we come in a lap early on lap 6. We have to stretch it out, by which point the gap points to show. We could have gambled, but I wanted to try and keep the 10th place to that 1 point. But definitely the tyres not good for us today. 2.9 second stop. It's about average, but I want better from Renault really. Considering the fact we know what Red Bull can do, it's incredible. We'll come out in last place, so that's obviously going to change as other people do make their pit stops. There's a whole load of people, and this is the thing. Magnussen now has potentially got the overcut, but they're going around the outside into what is turn 1, and back up into P15. That was definitely close to being a legal overtake. Magnussen didn't really give room. We had to use pretty much all of the curbing, but fortunately we're through back up into P15, and we have to do the same a lap later on Lance Stroll, because he's come out the pits. Ocon has jumped us and done the overcut. We go around, do exactly the same move on Stroll that we did to Magnussen up into P12. One person yet to stop, but it's not good enough for us. Meanwhile at the front though, I haven't touched on this already, but Gasly got pole, remember, and he is still leading, although he's on the hard tyres, so maybe AlphaTauri has ruined his strategy with Bottas on the mediums chasing him. And this is going on to the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, lap number 12. Bottas is close going into 130R. Gasly isn't going to defend the inside into 130R, so Bottas is able to keep it to the outside, as he's going to a little bit of a lock up there for Gasly, and Bottas has the inside line and takes the win away from Gasly, who's already won in this career mode, say VRIES back in season 2, French Grand Prix, and then Hamilton gets the better exit and streams fast with DRS, and Gasly is now holding on for a podium ahead of Verstappen. So Bottas wins to extend his championship lead. Not really realistic compared to what we saw yesterday. I do think, by the way, on that Russell was so unlucky with that, but Bottas, he's surely got to go after his contract runs out. For us though, across the line, P11, struggle it was. I'm not going to lie, the tyres went off. It just wasn't our day today. Really, it wasn't the team's day, because Ocon could only get P11, although his lap time was 1.3 seconds faster. So just to show that the pain that we had, Gasly only finished down in P3, so at least he got on the podium, but I'm sure he'd be disappointed not to be able to hang on all the way to the finish to get the points. And of course, with Hamilton getting second place, we're back down to P4. Mathematically speaking, we're pretty much out of the championship anyway. Gasly is now might be a threat, but we'll have to wait and see. And constructors wise, with AlphaTauri getting third place, Magnussen not scoring though, but of course we only getting 1 point. AlphaTauri close up.
Really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. How do you feel the competition is for you this season?
Well, I'd like to be closer up the grid, but that's just me.
Paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did
We're
you
not
just
going to up the
misjudge
answer in
the
that,
corners?
because, or are we? We're gonna answer that. This isn't the best track for our car.
Appreciate your time.
You saw Italy. We were brilliant in a straight line, and I think Brazil. I can't wait to see this out in this car. Maybe Abu Dhabi as well, which is the finale. I made Abu Dhabi the finale because I need to test out my setup. And interestingly, I don't know if we have some jinx with this rivalry, but now we're down to 3-6. We've almost, though, saved enough points up for a ultimate upgrade. We only need 100 points, 100 R&D points. So I'm going to wait until I'm going to see if there is a regulation change, and if there is, then we'll start adapting upgrades and then keep the ultimate. I've got a few in mind that I want to do, sort of prioritise first, and then obviously those other ones we might not do. Obviously we won't be doing all of them, because otherwise not everybody will be doing not all the AI teams will be doing all of theirs, so it's obviously we've got to find the right balance to not ruin this career mode, otherwise we will be it will be a 1-2 between ourselves and Ocon if the team retains Ocon, because bearing in mind Perez is retiring at the end of the season in this career mode, and Ricciardo is a free agent, so that's just something to keep an eye on. But yes, if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you see more episodes of the F1 2020 driver career mode as when they come out. Next episode will be next week USA. Tomorrow is a Haas F1 2021 gameplay, and Thursday is launch of Project Phoenix. So don't forget to turn on the notification button as well to never miss a video as well. But until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and goodbye.